Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the search continues for a Perry County man who went missing while swimming this past weekend. And at the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, rangers are asking for the public's help to identify the suspects behind a string of car break-ins. And as the national park is in a phased reopening after being closed for months, visitors can now utilize more areas of the park.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. Today is Wednesday, June 10th. Also, like we like to call it, hump day, and also a day where we're watching some severe weather that might come in later in the afternoon. So let's bring in Brandon Robinson to talk about that. Brandon, when can we expect maybe to be looking at that and be looking at our weather app?
Yeah, we're going to be tracking those storms as we head deeper into the afternoon and evening hours. So we got some time, but this is now the time to prepare and be aware that those are on the way today potentially. I also want to pass on a quick traffic note. There is a crash on Highway 15 in Hazard. We're going to have a story up on the website here in a second, but it's near Applebee's and it's got the road completely shut down. It will be for a while. We'll have that up on WYMT.com and here in the newscast in just a little bit. But we go to our traffic cameras this morning. US 119 and US 23 at Jenkins, all quiet this morning. No major weather issues to tell you about when it comes to travel. So again, just take it easy out there this morning. Give yourself plenty of time to get around. Just don't speed. Take it easy. Let's take a look and see what's going on temperature-wise. We're seeing 70s across the board this morning. We're going to continue to see, again, some wind, a little bit breezy in some locations when coming in from the south. So that means that warmer air is continuing to be pulled in this morning. And if you step outside, you'll feel it muggy out there. 87 our forecast high today. Those storms, again, this afternoon, this evening, have a way to get those alerts because they could fire quickly as we head deeper into the day. The rest of the forecast coming up in just a little bit. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And the search continues for a missing Perry County man. Tyler Russell was swimming near the Laurel Lake Spillway Saturday afternoon when water was released and swept him off his feet. WYMT's Will Puckett spoke with Tyler's brother and has more.
This caution tape marks an attempt to keep people away from the search.
We're just swimming around and he swam back across to get his shoes and the water came in and swept him away.
Tuesday afternoon, Travis Caldwell remembers his little brother.
Good-hearted, out to help other people. Loved to be out in the world and in the woods, being himself.
This is a picture of Tyler Russell, the day he was swept away by rising water. Water released by this spillway as he was at a popular swimming hole with his wife and friends.
They said there were no sirens or anything that went off to let him know that it was happening.
Russell has a 4-month-old son, a wife, and a family who just want to see him again.
Just imagine if it was your own kid, you know, your brother, cousin, your best friend, you know.
Hoping someone will see and say something. At the Laurel-Whitley County line, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
And the family was out on kayaks and boats yesterday afternoon, along with officials searching for Tyler. And crews are still searching for a missing swimmer in Wolfe County Lake. The Wolfe County Search and Rescue have been searching Wolfe Lake or Campton Lake off of the Mountain Parkway since Monday afternoon. Crews tell us the man was waiting near a cliff and went under, and they're still trying to find him. Search and Rescue called in special response dive team from Lexington to help with the search, and that unit has sonar, which can give them better clarity of what is at the bottom of the lake. And during the last few weeks, several vehicles have been broken into at the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park. People have lost thousands of dollars, and rangers are asking for the public's help to identify the thieves. WYMT's Emily Bennett has more on what has been stolen.
National parks are a relaxing place, a place to get away from stress.
Most of the time in the park, you're completely safe. You have nothing to worry about.
But on Memorial Day weekend, Sheila Durham's daughters returned to their car to find broken glass. You can see in this video, the suspect barely leaves the car.
Smashed the window of my daughter's car and grabbed their purses, and it happened probably in about 3 seconds.
And they were not the only ones.
And then they come back to see the broken glass of 3 different vehicles there in the park.
Park rangers are investigating several vehicle break-ins over the last few weeks.
2 Caucasian females. Additionally, there was another break-in in the local area that involved 2 Caucasian females and an African-American male.
Taking IDs, bank cards, and checkbooks.
The checks that they've wrote, they've probably added up to be about $10,000.
While they do have a plate number and vehicle description, the car tags have been changed frequently, and now they are asking for the public's help.
We've already had over 1,000 shares. People want those vandals, those burglars to be caught.
And sending a warning to keep your cars locked and valuable items hidden or left at home.
You don't need to bring your wallet if you're a local. Don't bring it. If you need to bring something, hide it.
And to stay alert in your surroundings. In Bell County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Rangers are asking anyone with information to call 606-246-1080. And a teenager was shot in Bowling Green Monday night. Police say that they were called to an apartment complex after someone said that they heard shots fired. When police got there, they say the victim, 19-year-old Timothy Adrian Taylor, was already put into a car to go to the hospital. Police say that car wrecked on the way to the hospital and others were injured in the crash. Taylor was pronounced dead at the medical center in Bowling Green. And it's been more than a week since David McAtee was shot outside his barbecue shack in Louisville. Now we know the fatal shot came from a National Guardsman and not Louisville police. Investigators now believe McAtee fired 2 rounds that night. Secretary for the governor's executive cabinet, J. Michael Brown, says McAtee also tested positive for gunshot residue. During a briefing yesterday, he showed pictures of shell casings from McAtee's gun and fragments of the bullet that hit him. In the pictures, you can see green paint on those fragments. Brown says that paint is consistent with the military-grade bullets the National Guard had in their rifles that night. After the new information, someone asked Brown if he would prosecute the LMPD officers or the guardsmen that fired. Here is his answer.
If you're asking me based on the information I have at this time, it appears to me that they were returning fire, which is part of their, the engagement and what any law enforcement officer would do with that case. I can't tell you what Mr. McAtee was actually, he was firing in their direction, and he did it at least twice, and they returned that fire.
Brown says KSP is going to do a frame-by-frame analysis of the surveillance video. And Kentucky has seen another jump in COVID-19 cases. The governor announced 245 new cases last night. The state total is nearing 12,000. At least 477 people have died from the virus, and that includes 5 new deaths. But good news, 3,300 Kentuckians have recovered from COVID-19. And after being closed since March, the Cumberland Gap National Historic Park Visitor Center reopened yesterday. Only 10 people are allowed inside at one time, and they have created an outside information desk so people do not need to go inside to pick up a trail map or anything they may need. This minimizes foot traffic into the center, and officials with the park say these steps towards being able to fully reoperate as rewarding is for the staff as it is for the visitors.
I've been responding to hundreds of phone calls, so now to see people in person, yes, I am very, very excited. And I think if you were to go throughout the park, you would see how happy the entire park staff is.
The visitor center is open every day from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And while the lobby is open, the museum and auditorium are still closed. No park films are being shown at this time, and the gift shop is also still closed.
Well, the forecast this morning features some very mild air across the area, so we're going to continue to track that as we head through the morning hours, and then after that, those chances for showers and storms will be along this afternoon as that cold front rumbles in. Nothing cold about this morning, though. Temperatures running in the 70s. The air conditioner at my house has been running basically all night long because we keep it on about 70, and it's been above that for most of the nighttime hours. We'll take a look at today's forecast this afternoon. Showers and storms will come into play, and some of those could be on the strong to severe side. We're in a severe weather alert day because of that. 87 our forecast high after that cold front goes by, so much cooler and more comfortable air in place as we head deeper into the forecast. Lacey.
Thanks, Brandon. And thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, we have new information regarding Brady Industries after a series of lawsuits among company officials.